This is almost 4 minutes long, but you need to see this. After the question is posed by MLA Scott McInnes, there's a long pause because nobody on the government side wanted to stand up and answer.
Mr. Speaker, with all the uncertainty surrounding BC today and the emerging threat of U.S. tribes using DRIPA to assert greater influence into our affairs in BC, I have a very serious yet simple question. Through you, Mr. Speaker, to the Minister of Indigenous Relations and Reconciliation. Are there currently any claims of Aboriginal title before a BC court by a U.S. Indigenous group, yes or no?
Minister of Indigenous Relations.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. If the member has paper he'd like to put in front of the House, I'd invite him to do it. I would say that we continue to stand up for British Columbia, unlike the member opposite, who continues to talk down British Columbia every chance he gets. If we work with First Nations people, he says don't do it. If we don't work with First Nations people, he asks why we're not doing it. So if the member has some more information he'd like to share with the House, I'd ask him to share it. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Members, when the question is asked, let's listen to the answer, please. Wait for your turn. Members, come to order. Member has supplemental.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and excuse me, but asking if a U.S. Indigenous group has a claim of Aboriginal title in our province is standing up for British Columbia. That's an extremely... Mr. Speaker, the fact that we did not get a 2-second answer of no should be extremely concerning to the entire province and the nation. Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, we've established two very important points here. Number one, we're not sure if there's a claim of Aboriginal title by a U.S. group in our province. Number two, the Minister does not mind disclosing information about U.S. tribes in BC courts.
Now, after this question, the Attorney General is going to answer. However, her answer is very disturbing. You have to hear it.
So, Mr. Speaker, I have another question to the Minister of Indigenous Relations and Reconciliation. How many cases have U.S. Indigenous groups filed in BC courts which have amended or given notice to amend based on the Gigatla, DRIPA, chaos? Just a number, Mr. Speaker.
Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've canvassed this issue many times. We talked about a decision that came out that actually started in 2010, much before our time in government, where a member of a U.S. tribe came forward and started a claim that went all the way up to the Supreme Court of Canada in 2021. Mr. Speaker, that established the basis for some U.S. tribes to be able to claim that they have Aboriginal title and rights. We have been very clear that every time that happens, we stand up for BC First Nations in our arguments in court and with legislative change. Members,
please.
We brought forward legislation, in fact, to change one of our processes to make sure it was clear that we stand up for BC First Nations and BC projects through our work, and they oppose that legislation, Mr. Speaker. They've opposed the changes that we've made to make it clear in our legal system and in our courts that we stand up for BC First Nations, and we'll continue to do that work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So there was the Attorney General's answer. And you could hear me and several of the other MLAs yelling out, what about standing up for all British Columbians?